Hello and welcome to our video guide on citing websites in MLA style from the Los Angeles Southwest College Library. Let's start by taking a closer look at this webpage. There are many different types of sources that can be found on the internet. So when you find a source, you first identify what kind of source this is. And by looking at this is a web page, and the web page has many different articles in it. I've determined that this is an article within an overall website. I need to identify the different elements that I will need for my citation. First, I need to identify who or the author of the source. On websites, the author might be listed towards the top or underneath the title, or it might be listed at the bottom of the page. Sometimes websites do not contain a particular author, and those sites are handled a little differently. Next, we need to identify the title of the source. And in this case, the title of the source is the title of the article, which is How Does Social Media Play a Role in Depression? Next, I need to identify the overall website title. The website title is most of the time located towards the top of the page, or you may have to go to the About Us page. Next, I need to identify the date of publication of this particular source. So for this particular article, there's an updated date for November 17th, 2020. It doesn't specifically list a published date, but in this case, this date will work. What you do not want to use is the copyright date. So if you scroll all the way to the bottom, many times you're going to find the copyright date for the overall website. That is not the date that you need. You need the actual date for the source that you're using. Next, I need to identify the location or the link where this source comes from. And I can just copy that right from the URL box at the top. Now that I've identified all of the elements that I need for my citation, let's go ahead and create it. Now I'm going to go and open my Word document. This paper has already been formatted according to MLA style. We're going to start this citation by typing in the author's last name, comma, space, then the first name, period, space. Inside quotation marks, we're going to add the title of the source, and in this case, the title of the source is the title of the article. In this case, the title for the source ends with a question mark. So we're going to add the question mark instead of a period. Next, I'm going to close the double quotations and add a space. Next, I'm going to enter the title of the overall website, and I'm going to follow proper title capitalization rules and enter it in italics. Then I'm going to change my font to regular font, meaning no longer in italics. Then I'm going to add a comma, space, and next I'm going to add the date. I'm going to add a day, month, and I'm going to abbreviate the month. So I'm going to add a period after the V, space, and then the year of publication, comma, space, and next I'm going to go back and access the article, and I'm going to copy the URL, and I'm going to paste it into my citation, then add a period, space. According to MLA style, I have to clean up this URL, and I do so by removing the https:// or the hypertext protocol from this link. So I'm going to go ahead and click and put my cursor right before this first W, and I'm going to just remove the hypertext protocol. So now I've cleaned up my link. Next, this is optional, but you can remove that underline and change the font from blue back to black. What Word has done is it has turned this link in this Word document into an active link. So let's go ahead and just remove the underline by highlighting that URL and then going to the U for underline under the Home tab in the font section. I'm going to click on it once, twice, and it removes that underline. And next I need to change the font color. So I'm going to click on the font color option and I'm going to select automatic. And now my font is the way I need it. Next, an optional element is the access date, or the date when you access this website. It is optional, but some professors like it, especially for websites. So we're going to go ahead and add it for this example. So I'm going to type in accessed space, and next I'm going to put the day, the month, and the year of when I access this site. And I will abbreviate the month and then add the year. Add a period, and that's it. There's my citation. Next, I need to add the hanging indent. So I'm going to highlight my entire citation. Still under the Home tab, I'm going to go to the paragraph area and click on the paragraph settings options. Under indentation, I'm going to go to the special menu and select hanging. Under the spacing area, I'm going to be sure that the before and after spacing is set to 0 points, and be sure that the line spacing is still set to double, and that we have checked the don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. Then click on OK. After the citation is created, be sure that you go back into your essay and set up the proper in-text citation. For online sources, review the content and look to see if there's any page numbers. For websites, most of the time there will not be page numbers. However, if you were looking at a PDF version of this document, then you might have page numbers. In this case, this is just a simple website with no page numbers. So for my in-text citation, I will paraphrase or quote from the source, and before I end the sentence with a period, I'm going to enclose inside parentheses the last name of the author for this particular source. And I will not include any page numbers because there are no page numbers to include.